That's all. That's all very good. That's all very good.
But
the big question I have for you is why is the safety on? Why on the big 4-4 is the safety on, bro? Why is it on? Because man scored 3 goals in the last 10 league games. I just want to know why the safety's on, bro. Why is it on?
Let's talk about Lukaku. If people want to be, you just have to be clear whether or not you want to be banterous about it. If you want to be banterous about it, that's fine. But if you want to be logical about it, let's be logical. One sec. I'll come. I'm going to answer it.
Go on.
If you want to be logical about it, no. If you want to be logical about it, the last 3 games that he played, he's only played 45 minutes. He hasn't even played full games. He's not been fit. Tuchel obviously took the blame for bringing him on against West Ham, and he said that he wasn't fit to play, and he wasn't fit enough to play 45 minutes. So whether or not you want to believe him or not, that's up to you. But I'm listening to my coach, who I've heard and believed a lot of the other things that he has said in the past, which have turned out to be true. On top of that, he got injured in the Malmo game, where many people believe he would have scored in that Malmo game before he got injured. He literally won the penalty. He was about to take the penalty, but then he got injured, so he wasn't able to do that. So there's things that haven't worked in his favor. 100%, I believe that Lukaku can do better in terms of adapting per se to the system. But then again, look, for me personally, I just think if you spend 90 to 100 million on a striker, you have to cater to his needs. You need to try and service him, create chances for him. Because that's the issue.
Catering to those needs over the right wing. That's what I've just heard. I've heard that.
I want to ask this question.
People shouldn't annoy me.
Like,
that right wing thing really annoyed me this afternoon. Like, I went on a whole rampage on Twitter. Like, more time I don't even like getting into Twitter nonsense, but people are just really annoying, talking about we should try new things and try put Lukaku right wing. How many times has Lukaku played right wing in his career? People were telling me that he was playing there for Manchester United. What Man United were you watching? He's played right wing.
Ollie's.
The thing is, one match with Man United, he played right wing. That was the same match he said that he knew it was time to go because Ollie put him on the right wing. People want Tuchel to do the exact same thing.
Man got
None of it makes any sense.
Well, guys, so the viewers send me in questions every week for these shows, and one that got sent in for the week's worth of show. One of the questions that got sent in, and I'm wondering whether this is Chelsea fans panicking, whether this is rivals looking to put Lukaku down. One of the questions was, Liverpool and Man City are proving that there is no longer a need to have an out-and-out striker in the Premier League. Could this be why Lukaku is proving problematic at Chelsea? Because the system is modern, but the player is old-fashioned.
That is actually let's not jump and say it's not true straight away. It's a good question. It's a good question.
It's a good question. But tell me Jota isn't a striker in that team. You want to say Jota is a false nine, but he's not. He's a striker. He's there to score goals. Say that again.
Callum? Wait, Callum.
It depends on how you want me to answer.
No. He's not a striker, bro. Don't tell me Jota is a false nine. He's a striker.
Right, so here's the thing, yeah. I don't actually think Jota is a striker. He's just Liverpool's one is a difficult one to explain.
Create the word now.
He's not.
You created it for Firmino, bro. Create a new position for Jota.
He's 9.5.
No, he's not a false nine. I'm not going to say that at all. But he's not a striker either. We just play attackers, in it, and they just do what they do. Like none of them are clinical enough to call a striker.
What? No. I'm sorry.
Apart from Salah this season.
Apart from Salah this season.
Nonsense in the back.
Yeah, what I would say about Jota isn't a target man style striker, though, is he? He's about 4'2". Like, do you feel like Lukaku? I mean, the question would be this: in the games that he was out injured, probably the best we've seen Chelsea play in terms of fluidity, number of goals scored. When your fan base was at its probably happiest all season in terms of that. Is it completely out of the question to say that maybe Lukaku's presence slows you down, gets in the way? He's build up play, isn't as he isn't as good on the ball as all of the other attackers on the ball. Yeah. Technically, he is the worst of them. Man United fans will remember this. The biggest issue we had with Lukaku is when we tried to build the play up, it always felt like he was the problem. Is that happening at Chelsea?
You see, and that's where I say that it was a good question, because this is where me and Daniel might disagree and butt heads a little bit. I believe that we do play better football without Lukaku, and it has been proven. It's been shown. The first few games that we had Lukaku, was Lukaku great? Yes. But 9 games after that, how did it go? It wasn't so great. Like the fluidity wasn't there. But once Lukaku got removed from the situation, the next game we scored 7 goals. Okay, it was against Norwich, I understand. But we scored 7 goals. We scored 3 goals in our next game. The fluidity came back. But then people will argue that Lukaku hasn't played with a Callum Hudson-Odoi yet. He hasn't played with a fully fit Mason Mount yet, fully fit Christian Pulisic yet. And all of these things need to come into factor. So until I see Romelu Lukaku play with all of these players to the best of his ability, then I can't really say whether or not this system suits him or not. But we do play a modern style of football. Like Callum said, Reece James is practically our winger, whatever. But we do play a modern style.
That's facts.
To you. It's facts to you.
Thomas Tuchel came out and said it.
Facts to Tuchel too, because he said he was a midfielder still.
Midfielder and winger are 2 different things, KJ. Let's not school each other here.
No, but his average position is the highest in your team.
Regardless of where his average positioning is, Reece James, when you put him on the team sheet, he is a wing back. Just because our wing backs press up higher than the average wing back does not make him a winger. He's not.
All right, so I really quickly, Anita, sorry to cut you. Firmino on the team sheet starts as a number 9, but he's the least advanced of our front 3. He's the least he's the least offensive of our front 3. So starting position on the team sheet doesn't stipulate where you actually play during the game.
To be fair with you, if you understand the role of a wing back, you understand that most wing backs do push up that for high up in their teams as well.
Than your strikers.
They do. And the thing is, you've now brought up strikers. When Lukaku hasn't been there, who has been our striker?
Havertz.
Or Timo.
We haven't had a striker. So there you go.
What's Timo?
Hold on, I'm not done. You can say that he's pushing up higher than a striker, but who exactly is the striker? We don't have a striker. We play with a false 9. So the fact that our false 9 has to drop deeper,
Timo's a false 9.
No, Timo Werner's been injured. This is how I know you don't watch us. And now you're here running your guns.
Hold on. Timo ain't played striker at all since Lukaku's been out.
He's been injured. They got injured in the same match.
He played one game against United.
They got injured in the same match.
All right. So who else has been up there? So hold on.
Havertz has been up there.
But hold on. But you just said Havertz. So Havertz starts as a number 9, though.
Kai Havertz is our false 9. And that is common knowledge to anybody who watches Chelsea. He is a false 9.
But you've just proven my point. So you just said...
But you've just said that Reece James goes higher than a striker. Who's our striker?
No, but that's my point. He's the most advanced. He's the most attacking player in your team.
But who is our striker? You said he goes further than our striker. Who is our striker?
But that's... Anita, you're proving my point.
How?
Because you just said his starting position is a wing back.
Yes.
I just said the same example with Firmino. His starting position is a striker, but he's not our most advanced player. In the same way, so I'm saying, even though his starting position is quote unquote a wing back, where he's meant to be as defensive as he's attacking, it's proven that he's not.
I don't think Reece James is the topic at hand here. It's no safety. It's no safety. Big 4-4 like Romelu Lukaku.
To be compared to Mo Salah.
Because you guys keep on comparing him to Trent. Everyone keeps on comparing him to Trent when Trent's an actual right back.
No.
Trent is just as much of a midfielder as Reece James.
No, he's not.
They're both midfielders.
How can he when we play a different system?
Callum, if we look at Trent's, obviously I don't know in it, but if we look at,
do you want me to get it for you, Terry? I'm gonna WhatsApp it to you. I'm gonna WhatsApp it to you.
All right, okay.
Please. Because irrelevant.
Cal, share your screen.
All right, give me a sec. I'll bring it up.
I mean, are we really going to look at heat maps? They both play like midfielders.
The point I wanted to make was just the reason why I disagree with Anita is just everyone's going to have their opinions, just because why it's so interesting is because if we look at all the tapes and when we've spoken on all the previous episodes, what was one of the main running themes that I was saying, even when we were winning games comfortably? I said that the way we are playing with Lukaku right now, where he's scoring 2 goals from 0.5 chances created, isn't sustainable. I looked at the Aston Villa game where he scored a goal where Kovacic obviously played him through, which with a really nice ball, which hasn't been done regularly. The 2 players that Tuchel has said have built the best chemistry with Lukaku is Mason Mount and Kovacic. Kovacic has been out for a long time. Mason Mount and Lukaku haven't been on the pitch for a while together in terms of both fully fit and starting together. So there's so many obstacles to it that, in my opinion, I just think that
point, Daniel.
No. I know, but
they all have to come back before we make a judgment.
No, I know, but I'm saying you think that we're more fluid without him, and I disagree with that, because I'm saying that the reason why we bought Lukaku is because we were having a finishing of chances problem, and that finishing of chances problem can only be solved if we maintain the level of chances we are creating, which we weren't creating that many last season. We need to increase our output in terms of chances. Yeah, we weren't in terms of chances created. We weren't in the upper echelon. So what we need to do is increase our output in chances created, and I can guarantee that Lukaku scores more goals for us.
But the thing is, right? You're saying that we brought him in because of this, but that doesn't mean that we haven't been playing more fluid without him. Because from what I can see, we have been playing more fluid without him. When Lukaku is not there, I think it is true. 4-0 against Juventus.
It's always going to look more fluid when you have three. It's always going to look more fluid without him. Exactly. Like that's just the way that he is. He's a big striker. You know, it's always going to look more fluid.
But that's my thing, though. Why should we just basically land ourselves with what seems normal to our eyes? I disagree with it. Because you can bring up the 4-0 against Juventus because Lukaku wasn't present, but then I can bring up the 3-0 against Aston Villa. Watford, why didn't we look fluid when we had Pulisic, Kai Havertz, and Mason Mount on the pitch? Why didn't we look fluid against West Ham? Because I rewatched that whole game because I didn't get to watch it live. I rewatched the whole game. We didn't look fluid. We only showed up in moments. Mount scored a wonder goal. And fair enough, I think on another day, we don't lose that game because of the defensive mistakes that we made. I believe that Mendy makes a mistake, which that doesn't usually happen. Arthur Masuaku scored a weird goal, which that wouldn't usually happen. And then Thiago Silva and Alonso miscommunication, clearing a very easy ball that landed for Jared Bowen. So
guys, what I would say, viewers, I want your thoughts and I want your feelings on where you think are there some fluidity issues and everything else. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, and share. If you want to see the rest of this video or more content from the Football Terrace, please click on the link, check out our YouTube channel, and make sure you're subscribing. We look forward to seeing more of you. Take care, goodbye, and God bless.